this British group went to Romania, like in the moment of the country being like, we've just literally shot our president and his wife on live television. What kind of a political vacuum are we going to experience? Because we've only existed under extremely draconian communism for 40 years. Now we've broken free of that. What's next? And that's the place from which they encountered Romanians, talked to them, and then built this play.
Great subject matter, a great challenge as both an actor and like analysing script and everything. And yeah, it's just been a vastly different play in its structure than what I'm used to. So
honestly, from the plays that I've done at the university, this is like one of its kind.
It goes through like the different sides, I'd say, and just shows how it affects everyone in like the different ways.
I think one of the challenges maybe was just like deciding on a flag style, like if we wanted them to be horizontal, vertical, did we want them to be this large?
I think challenges for myself personally have just been trying to manage doing 7 different characters, trying to figure out like where I'm coming on, who I am in that moment, so.
I would definitely say it's a highlight, that everyone gets to have their input and we all get to create something at the end that hopefully people like and enjoy.
I want people to come out of it with a little bit of uncertainty, because that's kind of what the play leaves us on, is what are these characters going to do in the wake of this new reality that they've got.
I just hope that the end result is telling, that everybody can see that effort.
So this is your first play at the U of M, correct?
Yeah.
How has that experience been, and what was it like working with the cast here?
Well, the actual structure of directing a play in a university context as opposed to in a professional context is just very different on a couple of levels, but predominantly for me is time. So like in a professional context, you work 8 hours a day for 6 days a week for 3 weeks. And then in the last week, you have like some long rehearsals, and then the play goes up. So I know how to pace myself for that. In this university context, it's 4 days a week, 1 afternoon, 3 evenings of 4 hours over the course of 3 months. So one of the downsides is I feel like you're not really collectively able to start to build that momentum to the same extent. Also, the students, as much as I would love to believe that they are only here for my use alone, that's not true. Everybody is diversely applied to various other parts of both their personal lives but also their academic lives. So the quality of time and focus that you can achieve when you're paying somebody to give that all to you for 3 weeks is not a part of this structure. So that's been a different pace to figure out, and how to like not run too fast and also not walk too slow.
Okay, yeah, I'm just curious, how long have you been preparing for this? And can you share with us any highlights or any challenges that you've encountered on the way?
Yeah, in terms of like my personal preparation when it comes to theater, I guess, because sometimes it's choreography or whatever, but I know, having worked with, I work a lot as a fight choreographer, so I work a lot with other directors, and different directors come in with different kinds of like plans that they want to put down based on how much confidence they want to have in what looks like what, right? And for me, I will read a play and I will have ideas. They'll just come to me, right? I'll be like, "Ooh, that should look like that. That should look like that." But they're more of like a loose form that when I ask the performers to like get into that in terms of like who's standing where, who's doing what, blah blah blah, I'll start to see it, and then sometimes it'll be like, "Oh, now that the humans have hit the idea, that idea doesn't work at all." Or other times it'll be like, when the humans hit the idea, that really deepens into something. So I know that that the way that makes the best sense to me to build the most organic show, which is an intersection between my ideas and the artist's humanity, right? Like that is something that is like, I can't just say, great, I've got all my blocking done, everybody come in, show up, do this, great, say your lines, do it with this intention, we're done, right? It doesn't become so much repetition as it's something that is always evolving. And some people love that, other people really feel very insecure in that. They want me to tell them exactly what to do so that they can see what success should look like, and that's just not my vibe.
My production role is an actor and a publicist. For actor, I play Radu, which is a son of a rich family, and then another role is a soldier.
Okay, tell me about the characters that you play. How would you describe them?
So for Radu, in general, Radu and soldier, they are very contrasting because for Radu it talks about a family specifically and how the whole revolution affects people as a whole and as Radu. And for soldier, he is just a guy who doesn't like war, but he is forced to be in the war, to shoot people, to fight against people. So he's very guilty. He is very sad about the fact that he has to fight his own people.
Can you tell me a bit about the character you're playing? How would you describe them?
I guess I'll give you Bogdan because he's the most he's the character within the play that isn't kind of based off of a real person, but could be. Like I'll try to leave it spoilers because I'm rambling. But he's just an electrician, middle-aged, trying to do what's best for his family, but might not be going the best way about it, and just trying to endure a communist regime that has damaged the country for the past 30, 40 years. And then the revolution comes, and either through pure, I wouldn't say joy, but just the effects of change on someone and how that can, from what you're used to, that you've known your whole life, and now you're thrown into something that's completely different and you're no longer afraid of things. It's interesting to play the character and how he reacts to that, which comes to a head in Act 3. So an interesting character, but some may view him quite negatively, but I'll leave that up to the interpretation of the performance. So
you play a number of characters in this play. Tell me about some of them, or highlight one that's particularly stands out to you.
Okay, I would say one that stands out to me is a patient. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone in terms of just the role itself and how I am portraying it. Something very new, and have to make it big as I can take it. So yeah, I think that's one of my favorite ones, and just seeing it build up until now, and it can only get better from now. But yeah.
I'll talk about Gabriel because he's more of the main character I play. He is the son of the Antonescu family. Antonescu, man, I get mixed up sometimes which family I'm part of. Yeah. But my Gabriel's mother is Irina and Bogdan, and then he has the two sisters, Florina and Lucia. We have described him as the middle child of the group. He is an engineer. He has a wife, Radhika, and he's within the play. I feel like he kind of displays the amping effort and the wanting to change the system that they're in. He's actively a part of the revolution. He gets injured, and in the third act, he is dealing with this injury and realizing that the after effects of the revolution, not everything has been settled, and that there's still some turmoil that has to be dealt with, and his life has exploded a lot. So he goes through a lot of emotional turmoil throughout the play. Yeah, I've been helping out getting some of like the period props. Like personally, one of my projects, I've been working on the cigarette boxes and just researching the brands that were used during the 80s, both in Romania and in America. And then, yeah, we've also had this fun project where we have a wedding in the play, and they use like crowns, which is part of their religion at the time, and just kind of researching. And I'm going to be working on those this week, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah,
awesome. You're kind of working on the set here.
I am, yeah. I lead mainly the painting and stuff.
Okay.
So, for instance, so like painting all the doors, eventually painting the floor will be my responsibilities, as well as making the giant flags you see behind you. I was a part of making those. Yeah, and figuring out that process of how to make them look like as elaborate or as a way of them to not be so realistic, but be realistic enough where it's still engages the audience.
Mm-hmm. Just building a bit off of that, so this play takes place in the 80s in Romania.
Yeah.
How did you sort of recreate the vibe of that time period?
Yeah, so it takes place in like Romania during like communism mainly. So like for instance, there'll be a scene of a hospital. So one side of our doors will be a hospital side, the other side will be the apartment side. So when it comes to the hospital, I very much wanted to give the aspect of like, it's a grungy hospital. So like the paint doesn't look as nice. The doors aren't like the brightest shade of white. They're more of like gray from time. And then for the apartments, kind of making it look more broken down, like there's cracks, it's dirty, people don't have money or time to clean it up, so it just looks a little more really lived in, was kind of what we were going for.
I know you play a lot of characters in this play, but would you be able to highlight one of them?
I think, yeah, I'll highlight Radhika because she's very, like, you don't really see her in Act 1, but then in Act 3 she's there with her husband, and she's kind of a visual representation for some people who are like, they didn't want to leave the house after the revolution and were scared to speak because during the revolution they were monitored so much. So even after the revolution there was a lot of like, oh, I don't want to speak just in case they're still listening kind of thing. So I think she doesn't speak at all, but I think that also says a lot in the play because everyone else is speaking so much, but she won't.
Tell me about the characters you're playing. I know there's two of them.
Yes, there's two. So my first character, Irina, she is a mother of 3 children, and in the first act, we really see her as a concerned mother dealing with the regime of the Romanian previous to the Romanian Revolution. She's very worried, she's very wary. She always makes sure that the radio is turned on so they can kind of talk more freely that way without potential listeners. And we see in the third act how she kind of manages to deal with the fact that that regime is no longer in power and seeing where that takes her and how she reacts to that. And then my other character of Bulldozer Driver in the second act, he's kind of an interesting character to play because he's someone who wants to be involved in the revolution and in what's happening, but keeps getting blocked by things in his life that make it so he can't participate.
My primary character is the character of Florina. She's the oldest sister of the Vladu family, which is one of the primary families in this show. Florina is in love with this character named Radu. They're in love, but they can't be together just based on social stigma and regulation around this regime that they all live under. So she's suffering under that. She can't be with the person who she loves, but then, well, of course, we see how that relationship develops. But Florina's a realist. She's a nurse, so she has seen all of the bitter realities of the world that she lives in. She knows what real life is. She knows how to exist within this regime.
Okay, and you're also working on the set and the lighting.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
I really like both of these roles. They're both hands-on experiences. Because I have a little bit of a larger role in this production, I'm just a general laborer, and I've been putting most of my attention towards the set construction piece of it. As you can see, we don't have lots of big set pieces just because we constantly change locations, and we want to put a lot of focus on just what's happening in this little portion on the stage. So our set is just mostly movable pieces. So we've been putting a lot of emphasis on creating door units and other movable pieces, putting wheels on things, making sure they're mobile. And then lighting. Lighting's a really big aspect in this show. So just me as a laborer, I just help hang lights, focus them and everything, whereas our designer is the one with the overall vision. But it's been a lot of fun. I like using tools, I like going up in the scaffolding and everything. I would not have gotten this experience had I not been in this show or this program.
As the stage manager and assistant stage manager, what was your vision for the set?
Well, I didn't really have any vision for the set. As the play goes, the name is Mad Forest, so I initially thought that it was going to be set in like a thick forest, or like the stage was going to have like a setting of a forest or something. But like when we started working on the play, and in nowhere in the play there was a forest mentioned, or like they had a staging for like, oh, this scene takes place in a forest or like in a bush or something. So I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. But I initially thought like the setting was going to have some leaves or some like kind of forest themed designing of it.
Right, but unfortunately we don't get to see that.
Yeah.
So the play takes place in the 80s in Romania. How did you sort of recreate or capture that vibe of that time period?
I think, well, we used a lot of references, try to do some research on what exactly we were trying to look for, and our set coordinators did a really great job at sets and props, did a great job of trying to organize which pieces kind of fit the look of what we were going for, with taking all of our references and kind of putting them together, and kind of just making it kind of come to life.
Props, we pretty much prepared this, cigarettes, notebooks, pens, radio, also some pieces of the set as well. That was a lot of stuff because, there's also one interesting thing. We had to make a maquette because there's one scene in the play where my father in the play, he is an engineer and he uses the maquette a lot. And it is very hard to build a maquette because we have to build layers and layers and we have to paint them. I just helped them with building up the maquette and sticking them together. I didn't paint them, but it looks so great.
What has been the highlight of working on this play?
Oh, that's a great question. The highlight? I mean, it's great people to work with, and even having someone outside of the faculty, and Jackie, coming to direct us, and her specialties in fight choreography, and there is a fight scene in there, so that's been a highlight of learning fight choreography and how to make it look realistic without actually doing harm to your fellow actors, right? Because that's the number one rule, is you don't do harm to people, but how do you make it look realistic? So, and also there's also a dance number in there. So just learning things that I wasn't expecting to learn, I guess, with this, but it is all in the realms of acting, I guess, right? Because people like to sing and dance and fight, you know. So that's just humankind, I guess. So yeah.
What is something that you hope the audience will take away after watching the play and your performance?
I think one of the biggest things, especially with certain things that are happening in the world nowadays, I think it's just seeing how, like, in every troubling situation, there's no like settling happiness afterwards all the time. That you have to continually fight towards the future that you want. You know, that you cannot settle with what you end up getting after a revolution. Like there's still a lot of work to do to get to a space that you are happy with, where everyone is happy and everyone is gaining something.
I'd like them to have enjoyed the entire show, of course. I think with this show, I don't want my character to be like the emphasis, you know, with the nature of the play and the nature of the class as well as an ensemble piece. I want my character to elevate everybody else's and help bring this really immersive experience. So I want my character to and my performance to contribute to this overall world that we're all creating. And then just for the show in general, I want people to come out of it with a little bit of uncertainty, because that's kind of what the play leaves us on, is what are these characters going to do in the wake of this new reality that they've got. Which of course, you know, uncertainty is a huge parallel with the world that we've got today, and of course university students as well. We don't know what we're doing. But you know, a sense that even though things are uncertain, things will work out. It's uneasy, but I think these characters are going to be able to figure it out, and I think that is an important thing for people to leave here with.
I don't like the idea or responsibility that as a person in a creative position, I'm trying to tell the audience something. Because everybody who comes to see any piece of art comes with themselves. I am trying to, with this group of people, render this play as authentically and humanly as possible. And in that respect, that I feel like is our job, to be humans within the context that Carol Churchill has given us. And as a playwright, she leaves almost too much space for you. Sometimes I'm reading this, I'm like, could I have a stage direction? Like just a stage direction. It's like, no, I gotta make that all up myself, cool. So I feel like a deep artistic process is both very grounded in itself and also confident to let itself be viewed without telling, if that makes sense. So in terms of what I hope people take away, it's whatever they need.
I just hope audiences will enjoy the show, and it's been great to work on this experience, and so hopefully audiences will come and get to experience all the work we've put into it.
Come watch the show. I hope everyone enjoys it and learns or takes home something from it.
Come see Mad Forest. It opens on April 1st, runs until April 4th, 7 p.m. and we have a matinee show at 2 p.m. on Saturday.